Okay, so where are we chronologically? I was working with the group, I left the group, I abandoned the sniper game, I started making the gentrification game, I had my house burned down, I abandoned the gentrification game, I built this in 2 months. Alright. I hate this song. I don't know why I included it. Because I needed at least 3 songs, and this was available. Something that I had never experienced before when I was not releasing games. Once you release games, there is a flood of people that just show up. They want to hang out with your success, I guess, feast off of it, but they don't realize that most developers are not even remotely successful. I had one person that decided that they were going to be my advertiser, my publicist basically. And they offered to make all the trailers for free, they offered to host my Discord community, they offered to build things, they offered to get me in touch with streamers and all that stuff. And I think they offered it entirely for free. Oh, at one point there was going to be an Easter egg where the girl from The Ring would pop up on these. I don't know if I put that in. And I took that person on for a little bit because they were asking for literally nothing, and if it went well, it would go well, and if it went badly, you know, I was just gonna be back to where I already was with no followers. It's not like I'm good at advertising myself. At first, they were asking for, you know, things that could be kind of scammy, but also don't cost me much. Like, they asked for a key to the game, they asked for the latest build, whatever. I gave it to them, I let them play the game. If they're going to advertise the game, they need to be able to do that. But then the longer we talked, the more they kept trying to influence what this game was. They had ideas for what they wanted this project to be, and they wanted to build it out No, they didn't want to build it out themselves. They wanted me to start implementing their ideas, which was ridiculous because this game was supposed to be my 2-month cooldown. 2 to 3 months. And I had just gotten out of that team where we kept having projects die in development hell because nobody would stop working on the game. Everybody would keep changing the game and keep adding mechanics and keep adding polish. And eventually I had to drop this person. I tried to have multiple meetings with this person. I tried to send multiple emails where I kept telling them, yeah, it's been great, but we're not working together anymore. And they kept pushing and pushing and pushing. I think I ended up ghosting them. It's not a great story, but that is an extreme example of the annoying people that pop up when you make a game. Normally it's just people trying to get keys from you to scalp, which there are so many of those, and it's kind of ridiculous because people do not want this game. I remember telling myself at the time that I released it that if somebody decided to pirate it, I was just gonna let them, because I'm not making money off this game, and if people want to play the game, cool. I'm happy. Also, I haven't really thought about it before, but this whole project is probably my unconscious projection of the kind of over-polish that lets games die in development hell. Like, the game is obviously janky, the controls are okay at best, the physics are terrible, the sound is barely there, the music is repetitive, to put it bluntly. There are a ton of quality of life things missing from the game, And I was aware of all that. This was not even close to my first game. This was like the second or third or fourth game that I'd made completely on my own, and I can't even count how many projects that I've been a part of within groups. I should have known better. Like, I should have thought about audio, I should have thought about better controls, quality of life things, all that stuff. And I guess where I was mentally when I made this, I just didn't care. Or, it's not even not caring, it's specifically deciding to leave those things out. Where's this last target? Huh. It's funny the things you learn about yourself when you go back over this. Stupid song. Yeah, this game, again, it's set in the 90s because it's a mix of console wars and Office Space, like late 90s, early 2000s, and I was gonna have a bunch of stupid EDM and like butt rock as the music, which a bunch of the stupid EDM made it in. Just like that god-awful music from like those Blade movies. It was kind of the time frame that this game was supposed to be built in, and also kind of the pacing. This game is supposed to be frantic. It is supposed to be you sprinting through this space, trying to get targets as fast as possible. This is the most mellow song. Let's have something stronger. Nah. There's my favorite song. I think the songs are a mix of pre-made things and things that I edited. And when I say mix of that, I mean there's no song that I left completely alone. Like, I did download from some artists. I downloaded from some artists that released in the Creative Commons. That means that you can take it, do whatever you want with it. Fuck it up, sell it, eat it, whatever. I edited everything, but I edited everything to a certain extent. Some things I just, like, changed the tone and made it loopable. This song is, like, 95% mine, and maybe... Let me change that. 90% mine, 10% the original artist. This is my favorite song in the game. Where's this last fucking target? Also, man, this building has so many fuses. I owned a house at this point. I had to know what a fuse box was. Why was I putting so many of them? You know what? We're done with this. Okay, so I released the game within 3 months. I worked with an advertiser. I dropped the advertiser because he was not producing any results and trying to take up a ton of my time. And again, this game was all about not spending time on things. And then after that, I was trying to figure out ways to bolster games on Steam. Because like I said, I'd released games before. I think I'd released 2 games before this one, but I'd only ever released them on itch, which is very, very, very different. And I might have made some money on itch, I might have made some followers on itch, all that stuff, but I had no idea how to release a game on Steam. I had no idea how to build an audience, how to work the algorithm, any of that stuff. Still barely do. But the advertiser was bringing me nothing. He had found a few streamers to play the game, and that didn't move the needle at all. He'd made some Let's Plays himself, he'd made some trailers himself, none of that was doing anything. We had a Discord community that was not growing at all. Damn, I can't hit that one. So I decided to to take things into my own hands. I got rid of him. I started making very long posts on IndieDB, which didn't do much, but it did more than anything that he did, which is sad. And then I started making updates to the game, like I added this, I added the gallery, I added Balloon Blast. Let me see if I can get all targets. Yeah, so if you notice the stark difference between this and the rest of the game, it's because this one released about a month after the original game. So when I gave myself 2 months to make the project, it meant that I had to make wild reuse of every single art asset. Everything had to be made very quickly, and everything had to be used to the greatest extent possible. Towards the end of the game, I realized that I was going to have some extra time, which is why the server room and the maintenance tunnels has more art than the rest of the game combined, because I was making them realizing that there was extra time on the clock, and I could actually spend the time polishing. This one is almost entirely unique art. I think that these grates got reused from the warehouse level. These walls are 100% new, those walls are new, those pillars are new, this palette of cinder blocks is new. Yeah. It was just nice after rushing the entire time to get the rest of the game built to spend a little bit more time fleshing out a level, fleshing out the concept, fleshing out the level design, and even playing with the level design itself. Like, the rest of the game, the levels are designed closer to a Doom level. You are supposed to be sprinting the entire time, you're supposed to be able to sprint through everything the entire time. When I'm talking about Doom, I mean the original Doom. This one, I'm not gonna say it's a puzzle game, because obviously nothing in this game takes any amount of brain power. But this one actually has a few places where you cannot go back once you go through them, which is not always my favorite kind of game design, but in a level where you're gonna average like a minute and a half per run, doesn't seem like the most punishing thing. If somebody does fuck it up, they can just play it again in a minute and a half, their life is gone, but whatever. Maybe they'll get a better run the next time. Where are these damn targets? 1, 2. Three, and 2 left. Huh. And I think I had probably 4 additional levels planned as later drops on Steam. But when I put this one out, it didn't move the needle at all also. The game made a really big splash when I put it up on itch. It got a ton of people playing it, it got a ton of people downloading it, it got an alright amount of people paying for it, even in early access. And then, after I fleshed it out, after I made it much bigger, and after I started selling it on Steam for, I think, $1, and I regularly had it on sale for like 55 cents, it still was not getting attention. Which, you know, there's a lot of stuff out there. I realize I'm not competing just for money, but for attention.